Breaking news today: Putin's forces are capitulating at an unprecedented rate. Ukraine government. Ukrainian intelligence reports that Russian President Vladimir Putin's troops are surrendering at an accelerating rate in the ongoing conflict in the country. In a statement released on Friday, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense explained that the anticipated spring counteroffensive by the Ukrainian army is causing a sharp increase in the number of Russian troops who want to surrender to save their lives. It also directly captures some Russian soldiers on the battlefield, the statement said. In February of last year, Putin launched his special military operation against Ukraine in an effort to quickly achieve victory over his Eastern European neighbor. However, Ukraine has responded with a stronger defense effort than expected, aided by Western aid, which has slowed the progress of the Russian military. Analysts say Russia's attempted winter offensives have largely failed, but fighting has persisted for over a year in the easternmost regions of Ukraine. The number of Russian soldiers calling the "I want to live" hotline to register their desire to surrender has doubled in the past month, according to Vitaly Matvenko, the hotline spokesman. The coordinating headquarters for the treatment of prisoners of war in Ukraine, along with the Ukrainian Defense Ministry and the main Directorate of Intelligence, are behind the "I want to live" initiative. The initiative began in September of last year with the goal of convincing Russian servicemen to avoid death by abandoning Moscow in the ongoing war that has spread to major cities in Ukraine such as Kyiv, Kherson, and Odessa. There have been months of fighting between Ukrainian and Russian forces in Bakhmut, in Ukraine's Donetsk region. There has been no official start to the Ukrainian counteroffensive operation on the ground, but the results are already visible. During the war, a Russian soldier has two options: death or capture. There is a small window of opportunity to surrender, but everything can change in an instant. Read the statement released by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry on Friday. Officials in Ukraine said earlier in March that 9,836 people had surrendered after being mobilized from Russia and temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine. In the same month that 21 sets of mothers and wives of mobilized Russian soldiers reported their husbands and sons were being held captive in the Donetsk region of eastern Ukraine and threatened with execution for refusing to fight, around 3,500 appeals were filed. Ukrainian officials have said numerous times that their number is constantly growing, as is the interest in the project among Russians, but they have not revealed how many Russians have already surrendered. Ukrainian officials report that since the launch of the "I Want to Live" hotline, over 14 million people have called. Roughly 84% of the guests came from Russia. Those who surrender are provided with 3 square meals per day, access to medical care, and the opportunity to reconnect with family. The provision of aid and legal support through a number of international organizations is also in accordance with the Geneva Conventions. The Russian Defense Ministry and Russian Army analyst Pavel Felgenhauer were contacted by Newsweek via email for comment.